The concept of education. Like philosophy, there are as many definitions as there are educators. Education is an umbrella word under which a large number of processes take place. There is no agreement as to whether or not some activities may be considered to be educational. Individual differences about education are more or less determined by their philosophical orientations. So let us now look at the meaning and definition of education. What do you think when you hear the word education? What comes to your mind? When we hear the word education, the first place the mind goes to is the school. Most of the time, we tend to think of education in terms of what teachers and their pupils do in school. We forget that what takes place in the school is only a small fraction of education. Indeed, education is a process that starts the very moment a person is born and ends when he finally dies. The process of education is one which involves a number of activities on the part of several people, including the teacher. The people, parent, the government, and every citizen of the country, they all participate in the process in one way or the other. As you are well aware, teaching is a key factor in education, and learning is another. The first teacher a child ever has is his parent, and this learning process starts as soon as he enters the world. Since the teaching learning process starts with the child's parent, the mother in particular, as we all know, the mother is the one who starts teaching children how to do and how to learn how to behave. The background of the learner therefore matters. It matters a lot. If, for instance, the mother of the child is an educated lady with a good means of livelihood, that is a good earning capacity, one can be sure that the child will be well fed and taught a lot of things that another child from a less enlightened family is not likely to have. A child growing up in a home where both parents can find time to teach and interact with him certainly has some advantages in terms of his education. This is even more when there are such things as books, newspapers, the magazines, radio, and television to stimulate his learning in the home and increase his chances of development in education. As all of us can see, education begins at home with parents leading the way at the school. The teacher continues the process of educating the child. You should understand that the teacher does not take over the education of the child. The teacher and the child's parent are partners in progress as far as the child education is concerned. At the school level also, the responsibility of educating the child is shared by all the agencies of education, which ensures that adequate of facilities, books, furniture, materials, and qualified staff are provided. It is also government responsibility to ensure the safety and health of the child through its various agencies. The process of education, therefore, involves different activities on the part of the parent, teachers, the community, the government, and the child. The goal, the aim, the telos is to help him acquire knowledge, skills, and morals. These components of education are essential to the making of the educated person. The educated person, who is the educated person? The educated person is one who can apply his knowledge and skill in such a way as to find solution to whatever problems that confront him. Most of all things that educated people are those that have degrees or those that have the certificate. No. Education indeed is the practical way of attaining individual and social fulfillment. It is not by the certificate, it is not by the number of schools you have attended, but to be educated. There are some people that have degree, there are some people that have PhD, there are some that have masters, some are even professors, but their level of reasoning, the way they approach problems shows that they are not educated. So even if you went to many schools or you have certificates in master's degree, you have PhDs, or you are a professor, but you cannot do the right thing, you cannot solve problems that confront you properly, you are not an educated person. Ladies and gentlemen, having looked at the concept and meaning of education, it will interest us to know that our focus here is an attempt to explain what philosophy of education is. What philosophy of education is. But before we delve into explaining what philosophy of education is, I say that it is pertinent for us to at first understand what education is. Having understand what education is, we're going to discuss what philosophy of education, but not now. That to be in our next class. Thank you all for listening. Please don't forget to like, share, follow, and subscribe. Thank you.